పక్కపక్కన సార్ ఇప్పుడు సౌండ్ వచ్చింది
మాట్లాడుతుంది మేడం.
Recording in progress.
Very good afternoon to the chairperson, JMT, Dr. Sangeeta is here, our chairman is here, and I think all of us, media folks, have gathered together to discuss the AF with cardiovascular tool. So I will hand it over to Dr. Joy to start the proceedings for the conference. Dr. Joy, over to you.
Namaste and good afternoon. It is my privilege today to come all of you guys in the virtual press conference. Without much ado, I would request Dr. Sangeeta Reddy, our JMD, to set the context and talk about Apollo's role in AI-based predictive care.
Just request everybody to be on mute except the speaker, please, to make it easier for everybody to hear.
So good afternoon and namaste. I'm extremely happy to be connecting with all of you today, one day before World Heart Day, to share with you a very exciting and more than exciting, a deeply impactful tool that we will be sharing and a methodology that we will be sharing to continue on the journey that Chairman set us out on almost 39 years ago. And that was to bring world-class care within the reach of people. And over the years, having established hospitals, created one of the most powerful and high outcome-based cardiovascular program, Chairman went on to say that it is important for us to avoid preventable deaths or prevent avoidable deaths. And that significant aspect is what has driven us to a series of what people popularly call the health checkup, which was evolved and pioneered by him, but today goes beyond and becomes a critical tool in your lifestyle, in early detection, and finally in prevention. We go on to say that keeping people healthy is one of the most important aspects of Apollo's mission, and in that mission, we recognize the changing world. Clinical data is really changing the landscape of non-communicable disease, particularly in cardiovascular. You have a high volume of data because longitudinal health records are now available. Yesterday, members of the media and India must be happy and proud that the Prime Minister himself launched the patient health record and the capture of the national digital record. This itself shows how important this is, but Apollo has been doing this for the last 25 years. So we have a high volume of longitudinal patient data. We have a high velocity of data, which is generated now by wearables, IoT devices, bedside medical devices, which are being integrated into holistic assessment capability. Early warning signals in the ICU, proactive signaling to even lay public. All this is the possibility of science. Besides this, there's highly variable data, which is our genomic markers, our lifestyle choices. Different features related to diagnostic techniques like calcium scoring, and all these are being collated. These are not discrete data points. These come together to give doctors and public health specialists a better view on what they can do to keep individuals healthy. Now, this clinical data is scalable across the world, and the best institutions across the world are really focusing on creating robust data collaboratives and using cloud computing for development and validation of their models, and Apollo has been at the forefront of working on this. And this is because today machine learning enables deep insights into disease patterns, and applying these in cardiovascular disease data is really what our team of doctors, led by Dr. Shiv Kumar, assisted by the Microsoft Data Science Lab and Microsoft Research, put this together to enable advanced accuracy and precision in the prediction of impending heart disease. And to make it easier to understand the interplay of the different risk factors, the modifiable risk factors are juxtapositioned with non-modifiable risk factors. And when the non-modifiable, say genetic profile is higher, then the implication of a modifiable risk factor like blood pressure or high cholesterol, the implication becomes even more. The juxtapositioning or the interplay of this is complex, is variable, and we're getting new insights every day. So to go beyond and to make this easily understandable, deeply applicable across the ecosystem, and put into the hands of every doctor, we have now integrated clinical pathways and decision support to help doctors use a simple web-based tool for advanced cardiac risk assessment and to help stratify patients into risk. We can stratify them at various levels. However, we are using a simplistic layer for interface of medium risk, low risk, or the high risk. Now, I want to, and the Compio will take us through, this is a very exciting morning. We have our chairman who's inspired this, we have Dr. Shiv Kumar who's worked on this, we have Sujay who's at the back end of the science, and then we have international experts with us who have shared this journey, who share this thought process, who have helped us validate this. These leading partnerships with physicians, with technology companies, with medical institutions are helping create digital risk scores to serve a larger population. I will end this by just saying that the pace of the rise of NCDs is truly alarming. The facilities, both in infrastructure as well as manpower, is limited, and most of these interventions are time-bound. When you take these three critical factors, you need to enhance your planning and your risk stratification. So if we can do a simple web-based tool on a large segment of the population, we can isolate people who are higher at risk and therefore do appropriate interventions. I'm saying a very complex thing in a very simple sentence because I truly want everybody to adopt the power of this capability of AI and medicine coming together. So thank you all for being with us. Thank you to our international partners, the head of Novartis. We have Ms. Priyadarshini from Microsoft. We have Mr. Professor Andre Decker from Maastricht University. Professor Rishi Sethi from the King George Medical University of Lucknow. We have Mr. Asghar Ali, the managing partner of the 4th Medical Group from Scotland, and Mr. Darrell Harder, the CEO and founder of Connected Life. All thought leaders and deeply connected in this ideology of using technology to keep people healthy. Welcome to this conference and thank you for being here. Over to you, Sujay.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would go to Dr. Shiv Kumar sir to talk us about the clinical idea behind this particular tool, and then sir would also run us through the demo of this particular tool. Over to you, sir. You are muted. You cannot unmute yourself.
Respected Chairman Sir, Sunita Ma'am, dignitaries, guest faculty from the national and international forums, the invitees of the media, both the print, electronic and the digital, and my dear friends. I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. We have been working passionately for the last 4.5 years to come out with this model and this development. Truly we can say this is, in today's terminology, it's an Atmanirbhar model because this has been designed, crafted and developed completely indigenously by Apollo and partnered with Microsoft, and we could come out with this robust model of the artificial intelligence based cardiovascular disease risk score. Obviously, the first question all of us needed, what is this all about the cardiovascular disease risk score is? The cardiovascular disease risk score tells the estimate of the probability of a person of getting a heart attack in a specified period of time. that can be 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. Normally, we take it as 10 years as a specified period of time, then we can tell the estimate of the probability of getting a heart attack. So, is it needed? So, for that, I would say that if you really see from March 2020 till this day, till this hour, the pandemic has taken the death toll of 4,47,792 people till this hour, and which has really caused a pain and agony to each one of us. And of course, there have been a huge response by the media, by the public, by everyone. But what is happening to those people who are dying every year because of the coronary disease? And the numbers are alarming. It comes to 4.7 million in 2020 where India lost the lives. That is about 47 lakh people we lost in 2020 because of the heart attacks. So to prevent this type of epidemic, of course, as man said rightly, that you require the interventions, requires bypass surgery, you require treatment, you require everything. But despite all this, you will not be able to really contain the disease until unless you do a prevention of the disease. And for preventing this disease, we have to have a tool which can be applied on mass scale, and we can start doing a mass screening tool so that we can prevent it right in the early stages and probably avoid the disease. So with that background, the concept, proof of concept was floated 4.5 years back, and then finally we have come out with this model of first ever artificial intelligence based cardiovascular disease risk score in the world itself. Is it the first risk score in the ever floated? I would say no. It's basically there have been a risk scores available for the last 30 to 40 years, and many of them are notable. Few of them are the Framingham risk scores, European score is called a SCORE, and similarly ACCHA guidelines score, and the Q risk score, which is from the London. But unfortunately, what happened? All these scores have been developed in European countries or in the Western countries, and those things have been extrapolated on our population when we try to get the results. So obviously the results were either underestimation or overestimation of the risk scores, and then the results were not satisfactory and the outcomes were not satisfactory. And whenever we did a randomized trials with these risk scores available, the outcomes always have been a little disappointing, and that is the reason, probably one of the reasons is the cardiologists still do not use day-to-day basis these risk scores in their practice. However, this artificial intelligence for cardiovascular disease risk score seems to be different. We have validated it, and let me tell you, I'm very happy. Initially, we validated it in our group, that is in the Apollo hospitals. Subsequently, we went to the national level, that is, we have taken the 2 premier institutes in the country where they have validated our scores. And subsequently, we went internationally, and internationally, Maastricht University in Netherlands has again validated our scores. So with that robust model, today we are in a position to launch this artificial intelligence-based cardiovascular disease risk score nationally. So let me take you briefly that what exactly, how we have developed this model. I won't take much of a technical, I won't go into the technical details of it. Probably in a couple of 2-3 slides I will show in which you can see that how we went ahead with the whole development of this model. May I have the first slide? Okay, so sorry for the delay. And then it was initially a retrospective trial, so we started with the 400,000 people. We have taken the 10 years data of the different Apollo hospitals, and of course right at the beginning we have separated the validation centers from the test centers. That is, 6 hospitals have participated in this. We have taken the data from 2010 onwards till this third, which was in electronic medical records. We started with the 400,000 people. After the propensity matching and other things, and after the correction, we finally had a cohort of 32,000 people. and which the data was captured from CVT discharges as well as manually, and then they were fed into the unit servers, finally into a central server after taking all the precautions of the safety and the security through the firewalls. And once it was in the central server, from there we sent it to the Azure platform, which is an iCloud, and where the DICE team, the DICE stands for Digital Integrated Computing Exchange team, which anonymized the data so that no names were released to anyone, and completely anonymized data was again dealt with the different data scientists. And here the processing, we can see here that Spearman correlation coefficient factor was taken. That what exactly what we need to say is the traditional rule-based algorithm models which are available so far, like the Cunningham's and the QRISK and other things, where the risk factors were selected by a group of people, and then according to that the covariate weights were given to these risk factors. However, we did not make any manual selection of these risk factors. We applied Spearman correlation coefficient value factors where the cutoff value was there, and from by that we have taken 21 clinical parameters out of the 100 parameters which are fed into the machine learning model. So finally, once we got that, we got Gauss progression, result model classification, and these are little technical things, but basically in machine learning, these are deep learning models, deep neural network models, and then finally, you can see here that the final report. Yeah. So this is the model where we used a deep learning model, and you can see that there are different 4 layers are there. And the beauty of this is when you use deep neural network,